Hey guys, it's Matt, and I'm sorry about this audio quality for the video. It's kind of because I need Audacity to be blank for the purpose of actually showing you this, so I can't really, use it and be able to change my voice and get rid of this high-pitched noise that you're probably hearing. I really do apologize about that. However, if you're new to the channel, if this is your first video from this channel, this is not the usual audio quality. I'm actually pretty strict about my audio quality. It doesn't always sound the best, but I try to put a lot of effort into it. So if you're kind of clicking on this going, oh, it's just another like bad quality tutorial, it's only because it's a tutorial. So hopefully you actually click around and hear other audio clips from me and go, oh, okay, this guy kind of knows what he's doing. Anyways, on to the tutorial. It's going to be about recording two separate inputs on two separate audio tracks at the exact same time. Some examples of this are like Let's Play, Achievement Hunter kind of thing. A couple audio podcasts will also do like recording multiple inputs on the same time on separate different tracks so they can kind of mix the voices together a little better. And honestly, I've looked around for a way to do this, and the only, I guess, easy way is by buying a really expensive mixer and going through the trouble of, getting a bunch of different wires, a bunch of different microphones, all sorts of things. And that probably isn't the best investment for a lot of people on YouTube right now who just want to have a decent quality for a cheap kind of price. So some ways that this can be useful is, like I said, in a two-person kind of audio podcast. Any more than two people, this might not be the most effective. However, for two people, this should work fairly fine. Also, if you're doing a kind of gameplay recording and it's going to be local, you and your friend are in the same room, but you want to be able to kind of mix the audio a little differently. Let's say your mic is a little too loud and their mic is a little too quiet, then you can actually alter that a bit. I'm going to have to kind of show a picture between the difference of like a single track versus this, which I'm going to go into. So you might see a little picture coming up on the screen here. However, the easy way to do this is, of course, that whole buying a very expensive mixer. But I have a different way of doing this. It's going to be a lot cheaper. All you're going to need is obviously the two, either microphones or headsets or whatever you're going to be using for the recording, and two programs. What we have here is Voicemeeter Banana. You can also just use regular Voicemeeter. I actually do recommend regular Voicemeeter over this one. This is kind of the quote-unquote more experienced user interface, whatever, for it. And it's probably not going to be the easiest to learn. However, for just regular Voicemeeter, there are many tutorials out there on the YouTube and everywhere. And along with Voicemeeter, you're going to need Audacity. Audacity isn't too bad to set up. It's pretty much just run the .exe and you got your thing all set up. However, something that you're going to need to do is record in stereo. As you can see here, you could do mono or stereo. We're going to be recording in stereo, but down mixing it to mono. This might be kind of a point where people go, like if you know what we're talking about. A lot of people don't like mono, but for the sake of this, if you want to be able to mix your audio a bit differently on a budget, this is what you're going to have to do. So you have two different inputs for Voicemeeter and Banana. You have three. However, we're just going to worry about two right now, since that's what Voicemeeter will do. You can use any program that will split the audio into different ears, or the pan, I guess I could say. So for regular Voicemeeter, you just right-click on here. For Voicemeeter Banana, you're going to have to do it twice. And yeah, so let's say mic 1, input 1, whatever you want to call it, is your audio. And then mic 2 is your friend's audio, or whatever you're going to do. Your buddy, your co-podcaster is going to be doing this. And essentially you're going to move your mic into one ear and their mic into another. If you know stereo recording, it's going to look like this. Right now, since I just have the one input and it's going into both ears, it's going to look the exact same on both audio frequencies, or audio wavelengths, whatever you want to refer to them as. I swear I know what I am kind of talking about. However, once you move it to one ear, you will see it only goes to one ear, which we're going to be using this to our advantage in recording two different things at the same time. Sorry about eventually going into one ear. This recording that you're hearing right now is going to be on one track, sadly. However, I will slice in the audio that I'm about to record here after I'm done recording it, so you can kind of tell a difference. Hopefully it sounds a little better than just the one audio track sounding terrible. So, for the purpose of this, I'm going to unmute my headset mic, and we're going to get into how to do it. So, set one into one ear, and then you set the other into your other ear, which this probably sounds terrible, and I, again, apologize. However, this is just a tutorial on what we're doing. So, as you can see, this top one here is going to be my primary mic, the mic that actually sounds a little better, and the bottom one here is my headset mic. I try to get them as close to mixed as possible, but, you know, it's not always possible. If I walk away from my mic a bit, you can kind of tell there's a difference. I'm going to be in the right ear mostly now. And as I walk back to my microphone, you will hear I'm back in the primary microphone. And if I mute it, you can see it's two separate inputs on two separate tracks. However, if you were to do this for too long, it will sound a little bad. As you could probably tell, you heard everything wrong with my headset. However, if you don't want to have that problem, this is what we're trying to fix and solve and all that good fun stuff. So you click here, just the left click will do, and there's a thing right here that says split stereo to mono. We're going to take advantage of this because if you split a stereo track into mono tracks, each individual track will have its own kind of, I guess, track, if you want to call it that. And by doing this, you know, it moves it from stereo to mono, but it's kind of better for the sake of everyone if we do it this way. So I'm going to kind of cut to just this audio right now that I recorded, so you can kind of hopefully tell a bit of a difference between the audio tracks, between the single audio recording and then the multiple audio track recording. This is just a tutorial on what we're doing. So, as you can see, this top one here is going to be my primary mic, the mic that actually sounds a little better, and the bottom one here is my headset mic. I try to get them as close to mixed as possible, but, you know, it's not always possible. If I walk away from my mic a bit, you can kind of tell there's a difference. I'm going to be in the right ear mostly now. And as I walk back to my microphone, you will hear I'm back in the primary microphone. And if I mute it, you can see it's two separate inputs on two separate tracks. However, if you were to do this for too long, Okay, so hopefully you did notice a bit of a difference there. I was able to mix things a little better. I was able to cut out the wrong things with my mics separately. But you're probably wondering, okay, it's that simple, right? Well, yes and no. A lot of people are going to try to export it, and it's going to put it back on the same audio track, and it's going to be in the same boat as this recording right now. So make sure that you export it to multiple, and it's going to ask you all this exporting stuff, blah, blah, blah. Export, name it, good fun stuff. File path, click OK. Since this wasn't a very long audio track, it was able to just, you know, export it pretty easy. And that's basically it. Yeah. So hopefully you get what I'm going for in this video. It's essentially recording two different inputs at the same time. So then you can kind of mix them and take out all the problems with whatever mic it is. Hopefully you found this tutorial somewhat helpful, and it kind of helps improve your quality on a budget. I try to find creative solutions to different things. If you've been around my channel long enough, you probably know I have some pretty creative solutions to things. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know if there's anything else that you would like me to tamper with, or if there's anything gameplay-wise that you would like to see. I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Rough rider, no you don't want nada. None of this, six gunning this, brother running this. Buffalo soldier, look, it's like I told you. Any damsel that's in distress, be out of that dress when she meet Jim West. Roughneck, so go check the law on the vibe. Watch your step or flex and get a hole in your side. Swallow your pride, don't let your lip react. You don't wanna see my hand where my hip be at. With Artemis from the start of this, running the game. James West, taming the West, so remember the name now.